Hey guys, it's Mikaela if you're new to my channel. In the past I did a video on how I lighten my hair from black to light brown with no bleach. I only use Developer. In today's video I'm going to show you the process, how long it took, and these are the results straight off the bat. It's just for the impatient ones too. As you can see, I have 3 test strands here. On the far left side is the piece that was previously dyed darker. It was a black semi-permanent and it didn't get all of the dye out. I'm really hoping that you guys can tell and that it's picking up on camera because I'm moving around a lot throughout this video to show you guys the hair in different lighting, just so that you can be aware that it won't look the same in every lighting scenario. Lighting can be deceiving, you guys. There was still a little bit of pigment left in the mid shaft of the hair, so that is something that I'll explain deeper when we get into the video. But our middle piece, this one right here, is our after from lightening the hair from dark brown. So if you're starting from anything lighter than this beginning test strand piece, then you will most likely benefit from this method the most if your hair is lighter than this beginning test strand on the right over here, this dark brown. It's not black, but it's very dark brown. Last but not least, on our very far right, we have our beginning / starting point, our before, if you will. If you just go back from right to left, then you will have the before, the after, and then the colored test strand piece. This is how light the hair got. I'm showing you guys the difference in different lighting. Don't get discouraged if you don't see a difference right away. I would try the process again and go outside and in different lighting and really just see the difference. If you have colored hair, previously dyed hair, whether it's lightened or darkened, this will work on you too. I will tell you the direct steps you need to take in order to get your hair lighter without bleach. But yeah, if you guys want to know how I did this, then just stay tuned. Alright, so first one I'm starting off with is our previously dyed or colored, whatever you want to call it, hair. It's been dyed purple, it's been lifted with bleach, and it's been dyed a blue-black color. So that's what's currently in the hair right now, and that's what's showing up on camera is black hair dye. It's kind of got a brownish undertone when you put it in the sunlight. I'm testing this out on this strand here today for the girls out there and boys that want to know if I can do this on previously colored hair. So the first step you'll need to take is to go to the store, or you can order it. It's up to you. You can get a hair color remover or do a clarifying shampoo if it's a certain type of dye. You know, if it's like a semi-permanent dye, then clarifying shampoos will be able to lift most of that pigment for you. Both are very crucial steps that you need to take in order to move forward with the lightening process. So here's the part where I get to the mixing, and I'm going to give you guys a little chart of mathematical equation. This is how you can get different volume developer if you don't have a certain volume at home. Say you have 50 and 20 like I do, and you don't have 30 or 40. The way that you can make 30 and 40 is mix 2 parts of 20 volume developer and 1 part 50, and that will give you 30 volume. Or you could do 2 parts 50 volume and 1 part 20, and that'll give you 40. It's simple math, but I'll put the formula right here on the screen for you guys. But if you have 30 volume already at home or 40 volume just by itself, then you can go about using those. But you only need one or the other. You don't need both 40 and 30 volume. So decide whether you want high lift or not that much lift, you know, just a slight difference, and move forward from there. This right here is a 30 volume developer that I just mixed together. Now, if you've come across a no bleach method similar to this one where you only use peroxide, or in this case is a hydrogen peroxide, if you didn't know, that's what developer is. So it has lightening agents in the peroxide that can turn our hair lighter, similar to lemon. That's another thing that people use over here on YouTube to lighten their hair naturally. This is a more unnatural way of going about it, but there are ways that you can lighten your hair at home with things that you have probably in your cabinets already. This is just a more cosmetology type of trick that I've learned since being in hair school, you know. So if you've never even heard of this being done before, or if this is your first time ever seeing this being done, then you're probably surprised and you probably don't believe me. Like, what? This doesn't make sense. How does this happen? It's just science. If you don't believe me, you can do some more research, but make sure that when you are doing this procedure on yourself or on someone else that you're wearing gloves, because it is a chemical. It's still gonna eat away at your skin. You don't want it to be on your skin for too long. So definitely make sure you have a pair of gloves laying around before you do this, or you go get a pair. Make sure that you have gloves. I warned you. Okay, so this is the hair after it's processed. This is the virgin hair on the outside, and then on the inside I have the other hair. I will show you guys when it's blow dried later. You'll be able to see it more better. So here's the hair dried. I had to blow dry it a little bit because I was impatient, you know. But the hair didn't lift fully. As you can see, there's still a little bit of black remnants. It only really got everything at the root, and I'm not even sure that I covered the root fully when I did dye these before. So this is the second time I processed them. I did a little number 2 so that I knew it's getting a little bit lighter brown, but it's still not getting that lift that I would have achieved if I were virgin or had used a color remover first. So keep that in mind if you try to do this on colored hair. You can lie to yourself all you want, but that developer shows the truth. You know how when hairstylists say, don't lie to me about your hair color, like, I will figure it out, I will find out. It's just because when we start to lift the hair and process colors and the developer hits, it shows what your hair has been through, and the way that your hair lifts is a big indicator on what you can do because of what you already did. So this is what the hair looked like after the third time I processed it. Not much of a difference, so I just gave up on the colored hair and said you need to use a color remover first. And this is with the lights from the indoors and outdoors on it, so you can see in all different types of lighting. But yeah, just a little bit of help from my previously dyed and colored haired girls out there, boys. You know, this is what you're gonna get. On to the next. Now onto the virgin test strand. I'm gonna call her Virginia, okay? We're going to process Virginia for 30 minutes for 3 full processes, okay? The first one you saw us do, we did 3 processes of 30 minutes as well. There wasn't that much of a difference. There wasn't that big of a change. We didn't see any crazy lift happen. So this already, I can see that it's a lighter brown off the bat of one process. I'm gonna do it one more time and see what I can achieve with this color. But the more that you do it, the lighter that you will get, but it only lifts up to a certain level. Okay, you're not gonna get super high lift out of just a developer. This method only works if you're trying to get a subtle change. And if you want platinum hair, you have to bleach it. Simple as that. I would go with a cream lightener versus a powder because I personally like my creams. But if you're planning on going super blonde or want to get like a platinum color in the future, you can do this to lighten your hair and gradually take steps towards that. But you cannot achieve you just can't realistically achieve a nice platinum white color with just developer. It's not going to happen. It's going to be very orange and brassy, and it's not going to lift that high. So if, like I said before, if you want a platinum color, you need to use a cream lightener to help it out and accelerate the process, or foils. But as you can see, with low lighting or natural lighting indoors, from just this window, I'm looking from the back so that you guys can see the true tones of the hair and see a little bit more of the color. It did lighten it a bit, but this is just one process of 30 minutes of the 30 volume or 35 volume developer. I kind of eyeballed it, so my mixture was around 35 volume, but you can use 40 if you wish to, you know, just make it go faster, or if you want more lift in general. Alright, so this is the hair after the second process in indoor lighting. It was nighttime after I finished doing the whole thing over again, so I'll show you guys what the hair looks like in everyday natural lighting as well. This is what the hair looks like next to the next to Virginia. Here's our before and our after, right next to each other. I put my little iPad cover right behind it so that there's a black surface so you can see the difference in color. Because look at that, guys. Y'all can't tell me you don't see that. Okay, it may not be drastic, but there's definitely a change here, and this was only with 3 processes of 30. If you want to go even lighter than this, you can do 40 volume, but I did 35 just to show you guys that it is still achievable with 30 volume developer. If you guys found this video helpful at all or learned something new, give me a like. Feel free to subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Subscribe, maybe.